Let's discuss an article for General Studies Paper 3 from the topic Economics. Name of the article is Fine Tune the AI Labeling Regulations Framework. So let's discuss it. 2 months ago, millions of Indians watched the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman speak about indirect tax reforms. At the same time, a video traveled across instant messaging platforms in which the minister appeared to endorse an investment scheme promising 30 times returns in 7 days. A Roorkee resident lost 66 lakh after viewing this viral video, later found to have been created using artificial intelligence tools. The rapid rise of near indistinguishable digital alterations demands urgent multi-stakeholder action. Although the government initially recognized the existing framework as sufficient to tackle synthetic media, it has now introduced draft amendments to the Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021. The amendments mandate that large social media platforms or significant social media intermediaries clearly label synthetic or AI generated media. While the proposed rules mark a meaningful step forward, the real world implementation will be complex and require engagement across multiple stakeholders. Subtopic under this article is Noble Intent Ambiguous Grouping. Synthetic media is defined as content that is artificially or algorithmically created, modified, or generated to appear authentic. However, labeling a broad range of content created with computer-generated imagery or altered with editing software can be complicated, since these are not technically made by generative AI. Given the volume of synthetic media and the fact that not all of it is problematic, the focus should be on harmful and or misleading synthetic media. To put things in perspective, over 50% of all content on the internet is now considered AI generated, as per a recent report. To fix accountability, the draft rules mandate that platforms introduce labels covering at least 10% of visual area of synthetic videos or 10% of initial duration of synthetic audio. But its application to mixed media, say real visuals with cloned audio, remains unclear. Additionally, will a 3-second disclaimer in a 30-second audio clip be effective, or will it be ignored like the fine print in advertisements? Similarly, will a 3-minute disclaimer in a 30-minute video inform viewers or overwhelm them? We are still in the development phase of AI, and any prescriptive mandate on labels would not be principle-based, future-proof, and technology-neutral. In some cases, it may not meet the reasonable person test like the 10% rule. But it is not the question of labels alone. Watermarks promised by AI companies lack reliability. Within days of a large company releasing a text-to-video social media platforms with assurances that these videos would be watermarks, declaring them synthetic, tools emerged that could scrub these markings entirely. Consequently, the framework needs fine-tuning and precise standards for each category. A tiered labeling system that distinguishes between fully AI-generated, AI-assisted, and AI-altered content may be more effective. Next subheading is Graded Compliance Targeted Intervention. The proposed rules mandate intermediaries such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X to analyze and label synthetic media, and they must broaden the scope to include creators directly. Creators frequently employ AI for visual storytelling tasks and also generate avatars and digital twins. But few inform the audience about their use. Although certain videos exhibit clear indicators of manipulation, other synthetic media have now achieved such realism that viewers struggle to distinguish between human and AI created content. Also, creators above a follower threshold should disclose AI use similar to SSMIs. SSMIs means I told about you earlier, no? SSMI means significant social media intermediaries. So where we are, yeah. Creators above a follower threshold should disclose AI use similar to SSMIs. Voluntary self-labeling can be promoted among smaller ones. Graded compliance will acknowledge that professional creators hold significant influence and therefore owe transparency to their audiences. It can help creators not just gain and retain public trust but also keep up with evolving regulations. Next subheading is verification needs more hands on deck. Currently, the rules require SSMIs to ask users to label their content as synthetic. Platforms also have to deploy tools to verify the accuracy of such declarations. But synthetic media is multiplying faster than verification technology, and platforms have so far had limited success with labeling. Most social media platforms adhere to Coalition for Content Provenance and Authenticity (C2PA) Coalition for Content Provenance and Authenticity standards to identify and establish the origins of digital content. However, the C2PA evolves. Content is not strictly labeled as a norm. Besides, it is challenging for social media platforms to detect AI generated or algorithmically created content. Ultimately, the platforms would require the assistance of third-party detection tools, which are only as reliable as their training and accuracy. So far, platforms have not refined their tools. An audit by Indicator, a publication that monitors digital deception, found that most failed to label AI content. Only 30% of its 516 AI-generated test posts across Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, and YouTube were correctly flagged. Google and Meta did not label content from their own AI tools. TikTok only flagged its in-app creation, and Pinterest, the top performer, effectively labeled just 55%. As the focus shifts to providing credible information, the social media ecosystem should also rely on the discriminant of independent information verifiers and auditors. This is especially critical for harmful, fraudulent, and misleading content where the stakes are high. Such auditors can be trusted to close gaps in automated detection systems through human judgment, helping platforms become more resilient to deepfakes and protecting users. The adage, if it sounds too good to be true, its probability is will soon be codified into India's IT laws. The adage, if it sounds too good to be true, will soon be codified into India's IT laws. With nuance, users will no longer need to second guess authenticity. The label will provide clarity. The summary of the article is: precision is the key for a balance between control and creativity. So this is all about this article. Thank you.